All right, so what do you guys want to call this? I've been thinking, hear me out. Celestial, like an animation cell.
I think we should go with, I put a lot of thought on this one. The incels?
No.
All the things she said.
All right, hear me out. What about the free booties, like boots, but like freebooting?
Or we could go with a good name. Sic Semper Otaku is how do you say it in Roman?
What are you going to do? Blow away like an Asian Abe Lincoln? Jesus.
Dude, that was... welcome to Burger King. You roll. I can't believe they fucking do that. So I think what we agreed on original video podcast.
Yeah.
Nice. This first episode is going to be Starship Troopers 1988. I believe... Do you want to start or who wants to start?
We should probably introduce ourselves instead of being nameless folk.
Folks, like Italian X.
True.
My name is Brandy Hutzel, and I'm the host number 1. Host number 2?
That's you.
I was just going to wait till you went. But
host number 3, Millhouse Nancy Metz. Host number 2.
You don't gotta say your full name.
I'm Brenton. You can find me at... I'm not actually going to say my address for real this time.
Oh, it's 9874. Yeah, welcome in Bellevue, Washington.
Nope, but it's pretty close. I'm 2 blocks over.
Alright, so, episode 1, Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers 1988 was directed by Tetsuro Amino. And when I looked at his Wikipedia page to figure out about the author, the OVA doesn't even show up.
I did not know that. So... This is based off of course, the Robert Heinlein novel from, is it 57?
It was the one after The Moon's a Harsh Mistress and before Stranger in a Strange Land.
Yeah, but
what year is that,
I thought it came out in
I thought
57.
one of you guys would have the notes on this.
No.
I don't have notes on the book. I have notes on the OVA and the movie right now.
I mean, I can tell you.
Well, the book was based off the Paul Verhoeven movie that came out in 1894? 95?
Okay, the book came out in 59, so I was close.
Yeah, because it's like he's mad about the Korean War.
My thoughts on the book, I will begin and end with, I read it once, like 6 years ago, and I went, this is kind of bad. And then I never touched it again, besides enjoying the well-beloved Verhoeven classic, the 97 Starship Troopers. Although, we probably won't talk about that too much today, considering we're talking about the 88 OVA.
I did my part.
I'm doing my part, too.
I'm actually the one that's the most familiar with the book. You see, I watched the Better Knowing video.
Well, Millhouse, you listened through a good chunk of the Heinlein novel in preparation for this. What are your current thoughts on it?
You know, Carmencita, she makes me so happy that I'm a member of a race that has 2 sexes. She's perfect in all the right places. She's friendly with every single guy. Now, I'm going to spend another 20 minutes talking about this.
Yeah, yo, when you sent that fucking quote, I actually, I was eating my breakfast, and I fucking spat it out into the sink.
Heinlein, he's kind of like a writer that I wouldn't be surprised if he... wrote the word stinky pussy into his novel, unironically.
Do I have a book for you?
Oh, you're gonna
Stranger in a Strange Land.
I've not read that.
I forgot. Was he the guy that wrote The Moon is a Harsh Mistress or something?
Probably. It's not as bad as Stranger in a Strange Land, but there's this really epic scene where 2 characters, after losing a friend, are standing in a hallway, and then an 11-year-old girl comes up and says, "Hey, you're blocking the roadway," and walks past her, because that's so epic.
Actually, that sounds awesome.
Okay, let's...
My favorite scene of Akira.
Let's give the premise for Starship Troopers here. Okay, what if there were aliens and they attacked?
And they're bugs, but they don't look like bugs this time around.
Yeah, so the actual premise is the main character, Johnny, exists.
Yeah, John Roderick.
Yeah, what if, hear me out, the right thing for America to do in the second half of the 20th century is to fucking nuke those red commies and kill everyone in the Viet Cong, North Korea. And while we're at it, let's just kill all the undesirables. America first, America always. Semper Tyraris.
Yeah, get rid of them.
Wait, no, it's a fucking Semper Fi.
Wait, which ones do I hate right now?
No. We're Eagle
The
Man.
French.
Semper
Fuck
Fi.
'em.
Semper Fidelis.
So Johnny Rico, he's a high school boy, just about to graduate. You know, he loses the big football game. He's got a girl that he loves that he wants to confess to.
But he's too much of a pussy.
And then he decides to join the army to kind of follow in her footsteps because she's also joining the army.
And because his friend Carl told him to.
And yeah, because his friend was like, "Bro, I'm also going. Let's do it."
But like, his dad talks him out of it, like a trip to Mars. But then like, when Carmesita shows up, when he's going with his buddy to sign up, he says, "Well, I can't look like a pussy in front of my friend, so I'm going to sign up too."
So, you know, he joins the army, but like, I'd say pretty much at that point, the main plot from there is just showing Johnny that the army fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say a lot of what Starship Troopers, the OVA, is about is how war, like, hollows out a person.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think that theme is true in Heinlein's novel as well, although Johnny is crazy in it already.
No. Let me tell you about the novel. The army in the novel is a death cult. No, seriously. 120 people are in his unit. Half of them die.
Well, the army in the Verhoeven movie is basically a death cult as well, but we can get to that in a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
The Verhoeven movie is also a lot about Johnny hollowing out, but I think Johnny as a character is a lot more likable in the OVA because he has a lot more heroic actions. Like in the second episode,
He's not a fucking smartass like in the fucking book.
But like in the second episode when he saves that guy from the fire,
Oh, yeah.
or in the 5th episode where he goes to see his dead friend's girl. You know,
Greg.
I feel like Johnny's a lot more likable as a character compared to Johnny in like the book or the Verhoeven film.
Certainly more than the film. I think that in the 6th episode still, he's showing like his humanity and his compassion for his fellow troops. When he goes to save the sergeant, is like a direct mirror to the 2 times before.
Hey, why don't we explain what happens in the OVA before jumping around?
I mean, we could do.
I don't think the plot for the OVA is very filled, so I think it's pretty thin. I think we could jump around pretty
I'll
easy.
think I'll just say it in like 30 seconds. So there's a kid, he joins the army. By the way, he's rich, and his mom doesn't like that he joined the army. That's important, but not really.
It's the biggest character moment for Johnny in the OVA.
Yeah. And he spends basically the whole OVA training to fight for like the last 10 minutes of the last episode.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess let's just go through the series in somewhat order now.
Yeah, sure. That sounds
The
good.
opening action scene looks nice. I really love whenever they flash a flashlight through the cells, so you get that nice bright effect. But the music credits right after that scene is a momentum killer. It like actually made me stop watching halfway through the first. Like, I stopped watching the first episode 2 times before I finally went through the fucking series. God damn, is that like an actual brick wall to momentum?
Here's the notes I have for episode 1. It's literally only like 3 things. The first note is the mech suits fuck hard, because they do. They're very cool. I like them a lot. His parents in the OVA are way more interesting, I think, than in the Verhoeven flick.
I was gonna talk about that.
And what was the last one? Oh, I like the OVA alien design, but I like the Verhoeven flicks a lot more. They're a lot more varied.
So, let me finish. The other notes I have for episode 1 are, the main love interest has a shitty design.
Yes.
She is so,
Yeah.
She looks like a fucking porcelain doll, like we're playing fucking Liza P. However, the main guy's design, Johnny, is nice. And I think the dinner conversation about enlisting and the way the father and the mother both react and handle it differently is probably handled definitely handled better than the movie. I think it's one of the more interesting character moments, especially when the dad pulls out the cigarette.
I'll completely agree with that. The OVA handles it like, I don't want to say more maturely, but it handles it like that situation would actually be. And in the movie, it's there for the joke that they offer him the vacation to where he wants, and he almost takes it. And go ahead.
Oh, well, you see, in the original book, he says, yeah, when you were 13, you stole a cigar. I was okay with that because you gotta try things to learn. And I know that you're 18, and like, every 18-year-old boy either wants to get married or join the army. But I have just the thing to talk you out of it. A trip to Mars. And you know what? As soon as his dad said that, he's like, yeah, I'm going to Mars.
Well, in the Verhoeven flick, they offer him the trip to the beach in the Outer Rings, and he goes, I always wanted to go there. Yeah, of course I'll go, Dad. And then it isn't until the next day when he's at school and he sees Carmen and his dick gets hard that he goes, oh, I better join that army again.
Literally at the fucking recruit, and she shows up and she's like, oh, I'm so cool. You know, this is the first.
That's true across all three of them.
Yeah,
actually.
it's really fucked up.
Speaking of Carmen, I actually think Carmen in the Verhoeven flick is a much stronger character because she has an arc. She has stuff that she does.
I don't remember her.
She has a whole arc where she like becomes better at piloting and like has a whole set of action scenes like all to herself.
Did she die, or is it the girl
No,
that likes Johnny that died?
No, Diz is the one who does, the one who likes him.
Yeah.
Diz is also a great addition. She's a very fun character.
Oh, you don't remember him from the book? He gets killed by the skinnies.
But Diz is a lady that wants Johnny's dick in the book, and I think it actually makes Johnny's character a little better.
You mean the movie?
Sorry, in the movie. True.
Well, we don't know.
You remember the fucking 3D show we had as kids?
Oh my god!
And there's an episode where they reused the model for the guys, and I remember thinking, wow, they're fucking lazy. But no, it's a plot point. It's not them saving money. It's a plot point that everyone in this town looks the same. The 3D show was fucking dog shit.
Well, anything past the Verhoeven flick for Starship Troopers is pretty much garbage.
If you don't like how this guy's throwing, you don't like how this guy's fighting, fucking throw him to the bugs. Roughnecks, right out!
Rico's Roughnecks.
Rico's Roughnecks, you're right, sorry.
Although they are Radchak's Roughnecks for a little while.
Oh, yeah.
It's getting cut. It's getting cut.
What else happens in episode 1? Like, his mom, does she die in episode 1 or does she die in episode 2?
Does she slap him in episode 1? Or
she slaps him in episode 1. It's the very end.
She dies in episode 3.
No, she dies in episode 2.
No, they're on the moon when she dies.
Yeah. No, you're right, Ariana. I believe she does.
It's a firefighting episode.
No.
It's parallel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
episode 2.
Yeah.
In my notes, it's my favorite scene in the series.
Oh, yeah.
So episode 2, unless you have
episode 1, by the way, is called Johnny.
Is it? I forgot the name.
Well, every episode for the OVA is named after a different character.
Yeah, but
like episode 6 is named Carmen.
Yeah.
Oh, Carmencita.
No, just Carmen.
Carmencita Imbretas.
My YouTube videos lied to me. By the way, watching him on YouTube, I'm surprised that, because I listen to most of the show on headphones, it has, fucking good audio. And I really appreciated the fucking music.
Yeah, it was scored really great throughout, even though it's all, fucking butt rock, kind of.
No, I really like the tension music, which, at this point in the podcast, will have already been playing most likely.
You know, I kind of wish it was like Slam Dunk. Because, it's made by Japanese artists.
Have you watched any Slam Dunk?
Yeah, you remember? Get in front of TV and watch. Like that. I kind of wanted that for them.
I fucking really enjoyed Slam Dunk. I'm only 10, 20 episodes in. It's good. I never read Vagabond.
Vagabond's incredible.
I gotta read it. A bunch of people keep telling me to. But what if I read another Oshimi Shuzo manga? This time, the guy is fucked up and weird, and he has a weird relationship with his mom, and he's a sex pervert. Next time, though, he's a weird, fucked up little dude, but he's a vampire with mom issues and is kind of a sex pervert. This next one, he's got a bit of a weirdo, a complex with his old best friend, who now is a woman, and they have a lot of gay sex.
Oh, but I'm bad for reading Diver 81.
I don't know what that
but
is.
You're bad for reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid Roderick Rules.
Fuck you, man. That book's great. My favorite scene has to be the scene when Greg pulls up and gives Roderick his fat sack of cash, the mom bucks, if you would, and Roderick spends it all on crack.
My favorite scene from that is when Manny writes in his diary, "Greg, don't come to school tomorrow."
I think my actual favorite diary was
Wait, I gotta say, I meant to say Rowley, Greg's friend, not Greg's little brother.
No, Greg's little brother did it.
No, the best was when Greg's dad throws a brick at him.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. That's like in book 4 or 5.
Okay, that shit is awesome.
I remember because it's not one of the ones we bought. It's one of the ones we got from the library.
Bad time to talk to Dad.
Yo, how do you feel about the fucking joke where it's Duck and Dad's like, where? And gets hit by a branch. Fuck it. Yo, it's fucked up. Diary of a Wimpy Kids were actually good kid books. I really appreciate Greg just being a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's so horrible. I love him.
How do you feel about the fan fictions where like Riley's like, Greg, I loved you too.
Whatever. Let's get back to Heinrich. Our good buddy Heinrich.
Which
Brave
one?
Heinrich.
Which one's Heinrich?
He's the guy who leaves.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, Brave Heinrich. Good for him.
Yeah, he fucking couldn't handle the firefighting.
He wasn't in the movie, was he?
No, but they do. They show off what is called Walkout Lane, and it's like a cool set, and they have someone else leave, but it's a lady.
Well, it's probably the best part of the book.
Actually, let's talk about the drill instructor for a second.
Oh, Zim?
Zim's way better in the movie because he's played by Clancy Brown.
Yeah, he's good.
No, I like OVA.
OVA Zim's like fun. Clancy Brown's a good actor.
And I like when Mr. Krabs goes, "Stop it," or when he walks up and he hands him the thing to bite down on when he gets lashed.
By the way, in the book, it's because he like free-fired a nuke.
That's a good reason to get lashed. You shouldn't do that.
Well, you know, I'm gonna steal a joke from Columbo because I'm a Columbo head. It's wild. We started this podcast with 3 different types of people. There's a guy that likes Castle Super Beast and Sopranos. A guy that likes iClaudia and fucking...
And iCarly.
iCarly, yeah, that's what he likes. And there's a guy that likes Cumtown and Columbo. And that's the dynamic. And we're gonna have an ensemble class, but, you know, episode 1's us. You can give a fucking photographer 20 lashes and he'll say, I'll stay just one more. That's from a later season Columbo episode where a guy is a fucking cook. And he cooks up a good murder. Columbo.
Millhouse.
It's in the house.
You're the kind of guy that wants to drink the iCarly tea coffee.
What?
Oh, you have the episode where they all get in a big coffee cup? It's one of the worst things I've ever seen.
What?
Dan!
What?
It's an episode
No!
where they all get in a big coffee cup, and then they drink coffee from the coffee cup that they're all standing in,
All right.
in their bikinis.
This is too much.
It's horrible.
Recess.
That's it. I've had it with this demon farmer. We're going mano a mano.
You think Johnny in the OVA kind of looks like Fred from Scooby-Doo?
I mean,
Like, just like a little bit?
yeah, it's kind of strange. In the movie and the OVA, he's like a 6'2" like blonde guy, whereas like in the book, he's like an explicitly short Filipino dude.
Oh yeah, that's right. He like doesn't give a shit about New Buenos when he gets attacked.
New Buenos.
How do you say it?
Aires. Buenos Aires.
New Buenos.
Oh, I should probably get back. So like the fire airport scene where it's you know, mirroring Johnny in the airport. Sorry, no, Johnny's mom in the airport and Johnny in the like firefighting is an amazing scene. I think it's the best looking scene in the series. It's very vibrant. Shows off like Johnny's character, his heroic nature, and I feel like is a good capstone to episode 2. But let's go back to the training a bit.
I'm actually going to say one thing first. Zim would not have slapped Johnny for saving somebody, as the whole, like, I guess, theme of the book is, we human beings, we save each other. We don't leave each other to die.
Zim in the movie, I don't think would have cared either way if Johnny saved someone. He, at that point, is just about training them. But, like, the boot camp scenes in the movie and the OVA differ pretty greatly. honestly.
Yeah.
No lashing scene, which I feel is a missed opportunity.
The lashing scene in the movie is really good. Although they both have the scene where they're talking about why they're learning the knife throw,
Oh, which is great.
which I actually think it works. It works better as like an actual training reason in the OVA, but it's got a killer line in the movie.
What's the one again?
In the movie, a character goes, "Well, why are we learning the knife stuff?" And Clancy Brown goes, "Put your hand up on the wall," and he does. Clancy Brown pins it to the wall, and he goes, "Enemy." Well, the guy goes, "Well, it's like a nuke fight. You just press and shoot." And Clancy Brown pins his hand on the wall, and he goes, "Can't press the button, can ya?"
By the way, in the book, it's purely for like indoctrination to their death cult. It's like, well, you know, you have to use the appropriate amount of force. And like they start them off with like sticks and then knives, and then they get up the guns, and then they finally get in their little steel suits.
Zim has a good line in the OVA. There are no such thing as dangerous weapons. Only dangerous people.
Yeah,
That's in the fucking book.
the thing is, I actually think that really works in the OVA as like a more serious moment. It's played off as more of a joke in the movie, but I think it's a joke that really works. And the knife stuff comes back in the movie. They actually use that again when Carmen uses a knife to actually like mess up one of the brain bugs.
Like in this OVA, they're in mech suits. Do they wear mech suits in the book? Because I know.
Big steel apes.
They wear mech suits.
It's even more goofy because like they talk by like biting down on like certain like teeth.
I'm pretty sure that's why the book got popular in Japan, because it had big mech suits.
All right, well, yeah, but it's funny that they're fucking wearing Gundam. It's specifically ripping off, or like inspired by, Gundam, old school Gundam.
Yeah, because in the book they're just jumping like fleas.
What else is there to this?
Well, I'm going to talk about Heinrich and his sort of book version compared to the OVA. In the OVA, he's just kind of a dipshit who I guess joined because fucking they needed somebody to do something. In the book, he wanted to like become a politician and change the world. And he seemed like a nice enough guy, but he made the greatest mistake of all. He fell down, and then when Zim went to yell at him, he took a swing and Zim didn't dodge. And then he got the punch, then he got lashed, and then like the big part about it is Zim's commander, Lieutenant, whatever his name is.
Lieutenant Dan.
Played by Dean Norris, aka Hank Schrader from Breaking Bad in the Verhoeven movie.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, he says, Zim, you failed that boy. Now we have to lash him 20 times and then send him home. And he's gonna be mad because he's never gonna be allowed to join the army. And this is like the one part of like the whole book where he realizes, you know, there might be people who actually don't like the government and could actually like pose a problem to it. There's people who got kicked out of the army due to like completely bullshit reasons and could possibly come back and fuck with it.
I think I really enjoy that scene in the OVA where Zim doesn't dodge or do anything. He just looks at him like he's a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
This actually brings up one of the things that I want to talk about where I think the movie does a lot better. I think the OVA doesn't do enough like world building because it's here and there in the book, but the movie does a great job of really quickly making you understand how the world of the movie works.
I'm doing my part.
Well, it's like all the little commercials throughout, and then there's like all the one-off, one-line side characters who just give you like a piece of information. Like in the
shower scene.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the shower scene where you get the backstory for everyone who's in the squad joining. Like,
I think one of the girls says she wants to be a mom.
yeah, one of them's like, I want to have babies.
Weird.
The Heinrich equivalent is in that scene. She goes, well, I want to join politics.
Oh yeah, that's Heinrich.
She's just not as main of a character. She just kind of like leaves after that.
I mean, Heinrich shows up in like 2 scenes.
Well, but he's more of a main character in the OVA, is what I'm saying. But you just the Verhoeven flick, you get a lot more like fun text stuff, and you get a broader picture of what the world is like. I think
You don't get Sun City or Park City.
like true,
What?
I guess.
Do you remember when they go back to Earth? What the cities were actually called in New California?
No, I don't.
Sun City and Park City.
In Rivertown.
But like, I think that the OVA could have gone harder on a lot of that world building stuff because it had some cool things like the mech suits and using them to firefight.
Well, the book does, and it's pretty awful.
Yeah, but Heinlein I like less than Ed Neumeyer, who wrote the Verhoeven film, so...
I don't know.
Yo, what if we just hijack this and make this a Total Recall podcast starting right now?
I do like Total Recall, but no.
More like total.
We spent enough time on episode 2.
There's one more part I want to talk about in episode
I just
2.
said enough time. Yeah.
I- I quite like the mother's death scene.
I forgot. It's really good.
I think it's very strong. Sorry. Go
The
ahead.
attack on New Buenos Aires, where they land at the
Yeah, New Barrows.
Oh,
New Buenos.
Oh no.
But yeah,
Millhouse.
the cutting of that with the firefighting scene is really cool. It's like it's a most emotionally impactful moment of the whole OVA, and it's done a lot more interesting
Ow.
than I think the parent's death in the Verhoeven flick is. Because
I don't remember it.
In the Verhoeven flick, he calls his mom and dad, and he goes, "Dad, I want to leave the army. I messed up. I only joined it for that girl. She dumped me." And his dad is like, "That's okay, son. You come home. We'll get it all fixed." And then the bugs land and the call ends. And he turns right around and he goes, "I'm staying in the army. I gotta get my revenge."
That's actually...
It works in the movie, but also, like, the movie is going for an entirely different tone than the OVA.
Yeah.
Like, Rico is less of a fleshed out character in the movie, and he's more of, like, a prop that is pushed into the right places at the right times. But, like, you could also, like, many people view the Verhoeven flick this way, but they interpret it as, like, an in-universe propaganda film. And I think that it works that way, and you could totally view it that way. Especially with Clancy Brown's character at the end, going back to being a private and then capturing the brain bug as, like, a cap-off for the end of the movie.
I forgot.
they don't have Ace. in the
Ironside.
OVA,
Jeremy
do they?
Ironside's in that movie, isn't he?
Jeremy Ironsides?
Is
No,
he the
he's
no
not.
arm, no leg guy?
No.
So yeah.
Actually, it might be. I can't remember what his name is. No, he has one missing arm. You're talking about Radchek, right?
I don't fucking remember his name.
The teacher who ends up being the squad leader later on.
Yeah.
1 second, I'll look it up.
I think when the book starts, Radchek's already dead, and like his lieutenant's taking over, and then they go bomb a civilian city of the Skinnies.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's like multiple alien races in the book, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is Michael Ironsides. You're right.
Johnny feels really bad.
You
about
fucking
throwing a
doubted
bomb.
me?
Oh, fuck you. Johnny feels really bad when he blows up, like, Congress. Because the bomb speaks in the Skinny language. He's like, "I'm going to explode. 3, 2, 1. He's like, "Oh man, you know, I'm not here to kill people, but I'm just here to scare them. There's no way enough people got out of that room for, like, a few people have to have died." And he's like, "Oh well, I better go nuke the water supply now."
You know who plays Ace in the movie Millhouse?
Yeah.
Jake Busey.
Who's that?
I gotta turn this
You know
down a
Gary Busey?
Nope.
Oh, well, it's his younger brother. He looks funny. He's got huge teeth.
bit. Getting busied. Bussied.
You'd probably laugh. He's got a funny face.
He's like a middle-aged fat man in the book. Well, maybe not fat, but he's like a middle-aged man in the book.
Well, I think that's all we really need to talk about for episode 2.
Okay, finally, we're moving on to episode 3, which is...
A boring episode that I barely remember.
Episode 3 is like another
I
boot
forgot.
camp episode.
I get it.
It's the episode where he sees Carmela like in the
It
military.
just slaps him.
Oh yeah, that is a good joke.
Is this the episode with the fight between the Navy and the...
That's episode 5.
Oh, okay. So I was gonna be like, that's a cool scene. I like how they do that in the
Episode
movie.
3 has
Episode 3, they're on the moon.
they're looking at naked chick pictures.
Oh, yeah, and there's Goblin Lady.
Oh.
Big old bazookas.
Okay, you
I don't
know
remember
what? Pat's girlfriend.
Yeah,
Pat's
he goes
girl-
to rip it, and then Cat goes, "No."
Well, no, I think she looks fine. I think Kitten grabbing it funny.
Actually, I do have a positive about this episode to say. I really like the squad in the OVA. They're fairly charming. I think that the relationship he has with them is stronger than in the
Greg's
film.
the best character. I love Greg.
I like Greg. I like Pat. I like...
Pat's good too.
I like Kitten.
You don't like Azuma?
I think Ozmo's okay.
Who's Ozzy? I barely remember.
Oh,
He's
in
the
the
guy
book.
that fucking dies like a pussy.
In the book, he's like he shows up in a few scenes, and it's no shit, just like, man, this guy's so cool. Isn't he so cool? Isn't Japanese martial arts so cool? And it's like, I want to say it's actually more offensive than like Breakfast at Tiffany's. Hard sell, right? Read it.
I love Mickey Rooney. What else happens in episode 3? Like, they train, right?
Yeah, they go to the moon, and...
Oh, you know what? There is a cool scene. There's another cool scene in episode 3. When they go, you have 20 minutes of air. And they go, you're only allowed to be on it for 20 minutes. That's kind of cool.
Another really good part, because this is the episode, I think, where he sees his dad. And, like, he finds out that it's wrong.
Yeah, this is when he finds out. Because he
then, like, Kid beats the shit out of him.
Yep, that is also true.
No, he gets a letter. He doesn't see his dad till episode 5.
But he finds out in episode 3. I don't know, episode 3 is, I think, like, definitely the lowest of the series.
Yeah, no, I definitely forgot all about it before rewatching it.
Like, it's my least favorite of the OVA, but it's, like, still mostly fine.
But episode 4? Episode 4 is great.
Episode 4 is really good.
I really enjoy the way they handle the capture the flag game. Zim being a proactive, like, leader. I mean, like, what does that mean? Let's take action. I really enjoyed, like, the way the aliens are handled in that one. And Greg and Johnny, when they're basically unarmed in front of them.
So, I kind of think that as, like, dramatic tension-wise and as, like, a plot beat, the training accident in the OVA is better than the training accident in the film. But the training accident in the film makes me laugh when I think about it. So,
I don't even remember it. The guy takes his helmet off or something?
a guy's helmet is messed up, and Johnny orders him to take it off so he can fix it. And then another trooper gets shot with like a stun gun from like the standee targets that they're shooting at, and has their finger on the trigger. So when they get knocked back, they spray and it just blows his head off, and that's why Johnny gets the lashes.
That was.
I still think him just firing a dude cowboy style from the hip is funny.
Way funnier. But the movie, it works because it's another moment of like Johnny being confronted by like the horrors of like what he is subjected himself to by joining the army, and seeing what is to come.
Yeah. I guess that part's part of episode 2 when they're running around with the things. Several people die from just like falling down and breaking their necks.
Yeah, but hey,
if you die, you get citizenship post-mortisly.
Unless you're Greg.
By the way, in the book, Greg would have gotten it.
Yeah.
But then again, the book's very different than the OVA, where they act less like a death cult and more like an actual military, and then the movie where they're goofy.
Zim being like, Greg's going back to save you means he's not going to get buried, and he's getting fucking, like, he's losing his rank. Fuck Greg.
That's like the Iroquois level of, like just petty.
But yeah.
OVA Zim's a fucking bastard.
But yeah, 3 is fine, 4 is great. What else happens? What else happens in 4 besides like the training accident where the aliens attack?
The scene where the aliens are fucking shredding those people is excellent.
Yeah, it is super cool.
Yeah.
One other thing I want to bring up. In the movie, we didn't really talk about this, but way back in episode 1, it starts with a football game.
Yeah.
In the movie, they bring the football thing back because when they do the capture the flag thing, he does all the stupid flippy football moves from the future football they play. I think that's just a fun little Chekhov's gun, kind of.
Does he lose like the football game?
No, he wins the capture the flag. He does lose the football game in the movie, like in the original.
I should probably say I'm not homophobic.
Wait, no, he wins. They win the football game in the movie, and you know what? It's funny.
I don't remember there being a football game in the book.
I think there is, though. I'm pretty sure there is.
I
What year did the movie come out again?
The movie 97.
So it came out like almost 10 years after the OVA.
11 years, yeah. So, I don't think Verhoeven saw the OVA, though.
Like, I doubt it.
I think the only thing you would have seen is they probably did it. I'm pretty sure they did an adaptation of Stranger in a Strange Land, which is I think is the most popular book. Until this movie came out.
Alright, episode 5. Episode 5 is my
Greg.
least... Greg?
No, episode 4 is great. Episode 5 is Chekhov.
Episode 5 is like
What's
so
the Chekhov?
boring to me that I barely remember it. I remember Greg's girlfriend's a bitch.
I really like the fight scene. Where like
Yeah, where the Navy and
no,
Them fight?
on land.
oh, that one. Yeah, I think Cherenkov's fun. Like he's a fun, just side
Oh, yeah, he's
character, and
My
like,
tweez.
and he's got a great bit. Like when he gets punched in the face and he just falls over. And I really like that Johnny is a good guy and he went to talk to Greg's girl. And I think it's interesting that Greg's girl is a poor cunt.
Oh, by the way, in the books, they didn't train on the moon. They trained in Walla Walla, and then they went to Vancouver for like R&R. And then when they went down to Seattle, it wasn't a bunch of thugs. It was 2 dock workers who just pulled out knives, and then they beat up the dock workers. The police showed up and just kicked the knives into the sewer and say, "This fight didn't happen. Have a nice day."
I actually think that the police interaction is also fun in the OVA.
I don't even
Did they
remember
have a
it.
scene like that in the movie?
What happens in that scene?
In the OVA, the policeman goes, "Well, we're gonna let this slide, but you guys better get out of here.
And don't
And
come back. next
Don't
time."
come back." And in the movie, there's not a scene like that, but there is a scene. It's later in episode 5. The Navy and the infantry, they get into like a bar fight. In the movie, there's that scene as well, but it's between Johnny and Carmen's rival love interest, who is like a ace pilot. So
Does Johnny lose or win?
no, Johnny kicks his ass. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's Bandit 2.
Bandit 2.
Abandoned.
Bandai Namco.
Yeah, anime abandoned starring.
By the way, yeah,
Just
Bandai
say-
did make this.
Well, at the time it was called Sunrise. But like, yeah.
Okay,
Or
well,
was it?
that's
I
a
think it, yeah.
Yeah, it opens with Bandai.
yeah.
Bandai.
But when I was looking, like researching it, it said production by fucking Sunrise.
Maybe it's like a subtitle.
Maybe
no,
Sun-
it's, no,
maybe
it's just a
Sunrise.
different name for it at a different time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, that's episode 5. It's
Capcom
fun.
presents Marvel Comics. Episode 6. I really enjoy the way episode 6 opens with the beginning of the fight scene where they're jumping down doing
Oh, the orbital drop?
the orbital drop, yeah.
Yeah, the orbital drop's
I feel
great.
like it's a creative scene. I think that scene specifically is more interesting than any of the action in the movie. But
I mean, the action in the movie is kind of mindless, but also the action in the movie is specifically I'm pretty sure Verhoeven is quoted as saying, "Oh, I just wanted to make Full Metal Jacket but sci-fi," and that's what Starship Troopers is, because
So wait, that's someone that stars that Aller guy and his brother Alfonso, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
what?
All right, so
I look away for 1 second and I'm fucking lost.
yeah,
we're talking about Full Metal Panic.
yeah.
Oh, that's the one with I remember I watched a season of it.
Do you remember that disease which takes all the girls' clothes off? So epic kawaii.
What?
No, I mentioned a Paul Verhoeven quote in which he said that his intention with Starship Troopers was to make Full Metal Jacket in space. And Milhouse cracked a joke, made a joke about Full Metal Alchemist, and then I cracked a joke about Full Metal Panic.
All right, so like let's talk about the trees. They're killing the trees.
They are killing the trees.
Yeah, yo, that tree, you had a lot of leaves on it.
I don't know if we can put this in the episode, but I was already cracking jokes about Cherenkov when I was watching this. I watched it with my little brother. I was already cracking jokes about Cherenkov being like a little autistic because he kept not emoting and just staring at people. And so like he was like, "No, they're killing the trees," and so immediately I was like, "Oh, okay." So Cherenkov, he's out here like, "Oh, they're killing the trees. It had 12,689 leaves, but now it only has 6,482." Because I don't know, I just like, to me, Cherenkov, he was just so awesome to me that his special interest was trees, and he could instantly count all the leaves.
He can tell you how many trees need to get cut down for how far the railroads go in.
True. True, absolutely true. And he could tell you what year all the railroad cars were manufactured and designed.
Yeah. Well, the forest has fallen. Millions must die.
I think episode 6 is my second least favorite episode of the whole thing.
So like, I want to mention something. It kind of appears to me like it's the JoJo OVA. You guys remember that, where they made 6 episodes released it, and then like made the first 6 episodes. I get the feeling they didn't get the last 6 episodes for
I
this.
thought
OVA.
there was 24 episodes total of the OVA.
No, there's 13.
I could believe that they just didn't have the budget to put out another 6 and like adapt the other half.
Because they got like halfway through the book, and then
Wait, can we talk about that for a second? So the it doesn't have an ending.
Yeah, no,
It just it's nothing.
it has the emotional ending of Johnny and Carmencita getting together, but the war doesn't end.
She's so disgusting looking.
she blue eyes with black hair does not fit, especially like
Yo.
that design.
She reminds me of the fucking girl from Ashanita Joe that hangs around Rikishi, who just looks like a fucking bird on
But-
screen.
There is stuff in that last episode I really like. Like, I like the bugs hiding in the trees. That made me laugh. And I think the bug design is good, even though it's not my favorite. Definitely.
But how do you feel about the bomber bug?
I think
Bomber bug?
the bomber bugs in Verhoeven's are way cooler.
So like in the book, there's worker bugs, there's fire bugs, there's mine bugs, and then there's queen bugs. This is of course because the bugs are perfect communist, which makes communism work. Yeah.
Yeah, they're better at it than me. Unfortunately, all my workers they keep revolting.
Communism is
Yeah, I get
when you get as many samples at Costco as you want. That's right. And if a fat lady comes up to you and says stop taking them, you talk about it on a podcast that a couple million people will listen to, and they'll say you're right, even though you were being an asshole in that scenario.
That's
It just so
actually-
happens being an asshole is fun and awesome, and you should do that with your life.
Yeah.
That's actually Costcoism.
Hey man.
I gotta get down a good stop laugh.
But yeah, that's Starship Troopers the OVA.
Starship
It's-
Troopers, the
It's
OVA.
It's good. I don't know if it's worth going out of your way to watch though. Like if you were to sit down and choose between any one of the 3 versions of this, you know, the book, the movie.
Don't forget the 3D show.
No, because that's a spin-off of the movie, so I don't actually count
It's
it.
really good. Everyone should watch it.
So like when we were kids, you got the Dig Zorro and I got Rugrats.
Dude, Dick Zorro?
Oh, we should definitely talk about Dick Zorro on our
Greatest
episode.
My favorite anime.
Yo, Katakura, ancient production.
When Zorro's whole design changes for that one scene.
Oh yeah, man.
I haven't seen it in forever, but my favorite character is the guy that gets the lemonade at the beginning.
But yeah, the OVA is good. If you're gonna choose any one of the 3, watch the movie because it's the most interesting of the 3. I think, even if you don't like the movie that much, like it has the most interesting like effects work and set design and just stuff of the 3.
The movie's too long. Just watch the Knowing Better video.
That actually is one of my complaints about the movie. It is a little too long. It's
Is
like
it longer than the OVA?
yeah.
You know, when I think about going
Actually,
like
what
watching
the-
a Scorsese film's like going to the DMV.
The OVA is what?
Have you
like
seen that video?
2.5 hours.
No.
It's hilarious. Some guy cries like, "Yo, I had to watch Taxi Driver. I like felt like I was in the DMV, man. It was so fucking long."
Cool.
Robert De Niro.
Dude, I loved The Intern.
The Intern's my favorite movie.
Yeah, that and The Butler.
Brenton, you thought you escaped your movie podcast, 8 Eyes? No, you haven't. You're going to get to watch The Intern again for this podcast.
Okay, actually, Starship Troopers, the movie, is almost the exact same length of time as the OVA.
Yeah, watch the OVA instead.
No, watch the movie instead, definitely. It's
You
more
should just
interesting.
watch... Hear me out? You should just watch Star Trek. Star in the name, same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, honestly,
Yeah, watch Legend of
Yeah.
the Galactic Heroes. Same thing.
honestly, watch Battlestar Galactica.
Babylon 5.
Is Battlestar Galactica the one where, like, John Travolta's doing a dumb voice?
No, that's
And that's Tron Gavolta.
no, yeah. I can't remember what that one's called, but no, that's a different one. Battlestar Galactica is the one with the Cylons.
What's the Cylon?
Is it like a
It's like
Skinwalker?
a secret Korean.
Kiryu.
If you've ever played the Yakuza games,
What? No,
Okay.
I have...
I love you.
yeah, that game.
okay.
I'm
It's
mad
the good
that that...
stuff, the right stuff.
I'm glad that that's what fucking made you remember what game that was. Yeah, Yakuza 0 is a good game, good game. Any closing statements? Oh, we gotta rate this. I give the Star Trooper OVA a 6 out of 10.
It's fine.
I give it an equestrian class out of